Surprisingly, the answer is yes, or at least almost everyone. Even though people tend to believe that singing in tune is something that you either have or you don't, I've discovered that people could develop their ability to sing in tune, and so far with most people I could say it's worked. Well, similar to learning a language, people will differ in that, but in most cases it takes a few months. In rare cases it took people up to a year or two to develop it, but in most cases people within a few months feel like they've embodied musicality into their lives. That's a very good question, because people tend to think that music is mostly composed intuitively, and that's mainly because we celebrate those moments in movies where composers are struck by an idea and then notate it. But composers work hard. They sit for hours every day working out their compositions. So the side of music that can be learned is the side that we teach in composing music in the course that we offer. So certain skills have to be learned, and then inspiration can strike. I don't teach any style. I teach the elements of music, the elements that are used widely across the board in all styles. I do not like separating music into styles because they all share the same features, and when one learns to recognize the elements of music, quickly realizes how much all of the styles that you thought are so different have in common. Well, I guess most people would like to hear yes, but the answer is no. People forget that music is a craft, it's a science. That's why we call our method the science of music, and it can be learned by anyone. Of course, some people have a natural tendency towards it and will always be more talented in it because of it, but everyone can learn music, and we pride ourselves in opening up our courses to anybody, regardless of their natural talents in music. So we get some people who come to learn an understanding of music and they do not intend to play, and they always ask if they need an instrument. While you may not want to play, it's important to have an instrument in order to understand what we're discussing, because it's hard to understand the elements of music without the ability to test it on some kind of instrument. So I always recommend that students should have at least a keyboard of some kind in order to practice the ideas that we discuss. Surprisingly, our most popular course has been singing in tune, because there seems to be so many people out there who feel so bad about themselves that they cannot sing properly. And I'm glad to help them gain the confidence to sing with their families, with their friends, at home, alone, or with others. Trust is the most important quality a student can have, and I've seen it over the years. The students who trust me, I can take them into the world of music and introduce them to all the delights it has to offer. Whereas if you don't feel trusted by a student, then they're always coming to you as if they have a specific agenda in mind, or they don't trust you to lay the path for them, and they can have as much talent as possible and it still wouldn't go anywhere. So I would say trust is the most important quality that a student-teacher relationship can have. My understanding is that a good teacher needs two elements. One is that he builds a relationship between his student and the craft that he's attempting to teach. So there's not just something the student learns to do, but something that the student learns to live with. The second element, I would say, is the teacher's ability to detect his student's grasp of the field that he's teaching him. So that he doesn't only teach him what the student wants to learn at the moment, but he makes sure that the student is familiar with the deep, essential elements of the craft, so that he can always take it further on his own. I never ever imagined myself being a music teacher. I went in to become a musician, a performer, which I still do. Yet I discovered there's such a joy in sharing music, and for some reason, particularly with people who do not yet have a strong relationship with music. And I discovered my ability to do so, and it was so rewarding that I decided to continue doing so and open it up properly for everyone.